Expectant host, I wouldn't be too expectant.
We know what to expect.
How are we doing? Oh, oh, marvellous. How are we doing? Oh, look at God, we've got an audience. Oh, crikey, right. Unaccustomed as I am, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the Back Lane Barkers, as they are called. They were the Back Lane Barnstormers, but it didn't quite flow. So they're now the Back Lane Barkers. And we have the most professional performance for you ever seen in the back lane. There is, of course, a time for cheering and booing. I will be leading the cheering and booing, okay, and that's your role. So if I go boo boo, obviously you have to. So I'll give you a quick test for the cheers. Ready? Hey! Hey! Boo! Fantastic. Okay, this performance is called Daisy Pulls Girls, and it's about some jolly girls from a girls' school. Or girls' school. And they've been rehearsing for about 8 months. They've been visiting schools, they've been getting into character. It's been a real method acting. So without further ado, we need a massive cheer for the Back Lane Barkers, please. Hey!
Before we begin this afternoon's entertainment, please welcome Miss Gibson, headmistress of Grangewood School for Girls.
Good afternoon. Before we begin, may I welcome you, parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and perhaps even grandparents, to the celebration of the 70th anniversary of Grangewood School. Of consistent, sporting and academic achievement, of targets striven for and attained, of aspiration and realisation, from which has evolved amongst staff and pupils a tradition of fairness to other creatures, loyalty to the school and country, a sense of duty and honour, of being straight and playing the game, and above all, happy girls. May that tradition be cleaven to on this, the 70th anniversary of the establishment. Jubilate!
Jubilate!
Honest.
Our play begins as Daisy Meredith, a poor but lively and intelligent young girl, awaits the results of her scholarship application to Grangewood, where, if successful, she would be the very first scholarship pupil to enter its hallowed halls.
Mother, oh mother, I'm through! I've got the scholarship! I can go to Grangewood! So, elementary school girls at Grangewood, bringing their dishonesty, filth, and gutter snipe ways with them, and generally lowering the tone of the place. Well, we'll see about that. Sybil Burlington, vice captain of the upper fourth, and conceited, beautiful, and only daughter of very wealthy parents.
Oblivious to the less than warm welcome Sybil was planning for her, Daisy arrived at Grangewood, where she was fortunate to bump into the effervescent and always positive Trixie Martin, who would quickly become Daisy's best chum.
What a beautiful place. I'm going to be so immensely happy here.
Isn't it heavenly?
I'm knocked over entirely.
Trixie Martin.
Madcap, a poet of the upper fourth.
Hooray!
I say, Daisy Meredith?
That's right. I've been up before.
Jubilate! My form! Perhaps you can have desks next to one another. One can have an uncommonly good time here at Grange, as long as one doesn't upset the mistresses too much. I say, are you fond of setting up stunts?
I should say I have 4 brothers and we constantly play tricks on each other.
Oh, can you swim?
A little.
Capital, you'll soon pick up. For if the weather's fine, the entire school goes down to the sea for an early morning dip. There's a scrummy cove down there and a stream only to ourselves.
How perfectly ripping!
Daisy was so happy to discover that not only was Trixie to be in the same form as her, but they would also be sharing the same dormitory, along with 2 other girls, Sybil Burlington, whom you've met, and her sycophantic sidekick, Monica Smithers. Honestly, Monica, it's the absolute limit. Not only do we have to suffer this girl with us in the same form, but we have to share the same hitherto unpolluted air in our dawning with her as well. Not to mention that little wretch, Trixie Martin. And it's the nicest dormy in the school as well. And have you noticed how extraordinarily chummy that Trixie girl is with the Meredith girl? Yes. We must put a stop to that. Yes. For the sake of Grangewood. Honesta quam magna. The school motto. How great are noble things. Hello, Sybil, Monica. Daisy here. Who? Daisy, she's in our dormie. Oh. The scholarship girl. That's right. Daisy Meredith. Trixie, if you really care for the reputation on the school playing fields, not to mention, I do remember it. It's a pregnant pause. Not to mention the good name of the upper 4th, then you will cease your friendship with Daisy Meredith. Why? It's another pregnant pause. Scholarship girls are different from us. They're poor. Perhaps not intellectually, but certainly morally. Well, perhaps they should be given a chance to rise from their poorness. And what will happen to us? To Grangewood? To England? The Empire? You're an unspeakable snob, Sybil. I heard all about the meeting you had in the common room. Give Daisy a perfectly ghastly time of it here at Grangewood, so she'll want to leave. Well, I, for one, think that's a thoroughly horrid scheme, and I mean to stick by her. She got here through brains, not money. Hey! Oh, there's a line that I didn't say. And that is a very important line. And that is that we have to realise that there are different classes of people in this world. After this, true to their word, Sybil and school toady Monica saw to it that Daisy's life at Grangewood was made thoroughly miserable. They staged various incidents of theft and cheating that were successfully blamed on her. Unfortunately, even the kind and tolerant headmistress, Miss Gibson, began to have her doubts about Daisy, and faced as she was with the wealth of evidence against her, she felt compelled to take action.
Daisy Meredith. I shall attempt to get to the bottom of these accusations against you. We will arrange a meeting with the school governors, and to be held next Monday, when it will be decided whether or not to keep you on at Grangewood. Until that time, you will be confined to the sanatorium. You will eat all your meals there, you will have work brought to you specially, and any recreation time will be decided upon by matron. Matron will be in charge of you completely. You will not be able to talk to your friends or they to you, only to converse with myself, the staff, and matron.
Miss Gibson, on my honour, I'm swearing that innocent of the charges laid against me.
You may go.
2 hours after lights out, Daisy could not sleep.
Ready, everybody? You're going to be called upon here.
Outside, the wind howled, rattling the window panes in her face, and sending the waves booming round the headland. Psst, psst.
You must come quickly. Come? Where to? Whatever's happened? Several of us were having a midnight feast in one of the caves to celebrate the victory today, when suddenly, almost before we had time to notice, the tide had crept up and covered our path, so we had to retreat up the cliff. It was only when we reached the top that we realised Monica and Sybil weren't with us.
Hooray!
I must have wandered off and got caught along the coast. We couldn't find them. Then we discovered them clinging onto a ledge further along. We couldn't find any rope to pull them up. So we thought we'd tie some sheets together to make one. The only thing is, none of us know anything about knots. And we know that you're probably going to be expelled anyway. So we enlist your help. Please help us, Daisy. I could ask Miss Gibson, but we'll get into this frightful row. Half a sec. You take my sheets. Okay.
Daisy and her companion set off along the cliff path that led to the bay. The wind was so strong that it cracked the long grass on the cliff tops, and a 3/4 moon scudded in and out of the ragged black clouds. Out at sea, the wind-whipped waves tossed themselves so high into the air that the 2 girls could taste the salt spray on their lips.
Thank you very
Daisy leaned over as far as she dared, and there, many feet below, were the pale, pleading faces of Sybil and Monica.
Reef knot, that's what we need. There, that's done. Sybil, Monica, I'm going to throw a line down to you and I want you to grab hold of it and we'll haul you up one at a time.
Daisy lowered the sheets, her teddy tied to one end as ballast. She felt an answering tug.
Righto, heave.
Slowly but steadily, they hauled in the sheet. And on the end of it...
Sybil! Are you alright, Sybil?
She's in a deadly funk. She's clinging to the ledge. She won't budge.
Now listen, you two. I want you to play the line out slowly, and then when I'm ready to bring Monica up, I'm going to tug twice on the end of the line, and you must pull for all your worth. Do you understand?
Yes!
Righto, I'm off.
Gingerly, Daisy swung herself down to the narrow and rapidly crumbling ledge to which Monica clung.
Monica, I'm going to tie the sheet around your waist to stop you from falling, and then I'm going to put my arms around you so it makes it even less likely that you fall. And then we're both going up the side of the cliff together. Understand?
No!
Monica, if you don't do as I say, we'll fall, both of us, into that morass below. Do you understand now? Good.
Daisy tugged twice on the line, and slowly Monica began to be hauled up the cliff face. Daisy frantically searching for hand and footholds so as to relieve the burden slightly on Trixie and Sybil.
We're almost there, Monica. Hang on.
Crash, bang, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Daisy glanced downwards just in time to see the ledge on which she and Monica had been lately standing disappear into the wild sea. Her heart skipped a beat.
Just the sea in the wind, Monica. Nothing to worry about.
Practically sweating blood and almost at their last breath, Trixie and Sybil hauled the now almost unconscious Monica to the top. Finally, Daisy herself was pulled to safety. Whereupon they all collapsed.
Oh, I say. I think we ought to make a move before we all die of pneumonia. Good idea.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Daisy. I'm such a beast to be found.
I wasn't feeling so tremendously heroic myself.
Oh, it was terribly decent of you to rescue us.
Anyone would have done the same.
They stumbled along the cliff path back to school, exhausted in mind and body. Daisy followed last to close the school gates behind the others. She paused for a final look at the silvery moon illuminating the unruly sea.
Daisy Meredith!
Hey, Miss Gibson!
You are forbidden to leave the sanatorium without my express permission! Can I place no trust in you? Have you no sense of honour? Well, this is the last time you'll flout the rules of Grangewood. See me in my office at 9 a.m. Get to bed immediately.
It's no good. Everything I do is wrong. I just don't belong in Grangewood. Perhaps I'm as bad as they say I am. But I'm not. I'm not. I can't bear it any longer. I'll run away. That's what I'll do. I'll go back home to Mother. Oh, Mother. Mother. I wish you were here now. I need you so much. I'm coming home, Mother. I'm coming home.
With Daisy facing almost certain expulsion, Sybil finally decided to own up to her deceits and approach Miss Gibson in assembly the next morning.
Miss Gibson.
Yes, Sybil.
Miss Gibson, I have something to say which I would like the whole school to say as well.
Can it not wait until tomorrow?
No, Miss Gibson. I'm sorry. I must say it now. I'm hoping I remember my lines. Everyone, well, most people, believe Daisy Meredith to be a cheat, a liar, and a rotter. Well, she isn't. She's one of the most pluckiest, most honourable and sporting girls you could ever hope to meet. Last night, she saved Monica and me from certain death while we were clinging to a cliff ledge after a midnight feast that she hadn't attended. It was I who substituted Daisy's name for Trixie's on the winning poem and entered Daisy's poem for mine and came second. fetch another girl in our form to plant the answers to the geography test in Daisy's book. And it was I who sneaked on the second midnight feast and let Daisy take the blame. I'm a perfectly hateful pig. No, I'm not. And I deserve to be expelled, not Daisy.
Trixie rushed to the sanatorium to tell Daisy what had happened in assembly.
In a while, if you look out that window, you'll see that wretch, Sybil Burlington, leave Grangewood forever. They aren't expelling her. I should jolly well think so after what she's just confessed to. Oh, Trixie, please don't let them expel her. Allow her one last chance. She must have some good in her to have owned up the way she did. It must have taken considerable pluck. It isn't her fault that snobbish attitudes were bred into her. Grangewood can help change them. Please, Trixie, do be a sport and have a word with Miss Gibson on my behalf.
Very well, chum. I'll do my level best. I suppose every worm can turn.
Sybil, how absolutely top-hole to see you.
Oh, Daisy, you don't know what an absolute beast I've been. You've saved me from expulsion.
Oh, I'm so frightfully glad you're staying. Now we can be friends.
Oh, can we? Can we really?
Of course we can. Oh, darling. I say, book a bob thing. Will you come down to the hall with me? I need someone's arm to lean on.
Assembly. Assembly.
Assembly. And so ends our story of good triumphing over evil, and how one steadfast girl who was prepared to stay true to the spirit of Grangewood saved the day. A fitting tribute on our 70th anniversary. Jubilate!
Jubilee!
Honesta quam magna.
Honesta quam magna.
The end.
Oh, what can one say? No, not say anything. They've been marvellously marvellous. They've been working so hard, and they've just give them another dinner clap. Right now, let's be loving. Don't forget, I am a loving. And love is die hard. Catch three. That one's for you. And Julia. Nikki. And you.
Can we just say our heartfelt thanks to our narrator
Oh,
and also our director, who clearly helped us to learn our lines. Thank you for your encouragement.
The barbie is now ready. You have food is there and more drink and so on. It's just a sort of mingled chat. Generally, you can now come back in here if it's too wet. You'll be glad to know. And the main problem you'll have is trying to work out whose sausage or whatever it is. And you can fight over that with Gary. So I think the barbie's ready, is it? Okay. So thanks for that. It's just the general chat time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.